Hello folks, my name is Matt, aka Ramble Rat for Life. Welcome to my channel. And of course I didn't think of this idea until much too late because it's after April Fool's Day. But I had done a review for this film 2 years ago, about 30-minute review. It's still up on my channel. Big fan of this movie, feel it's a very underrated film. Don't understand why it still has not gotten special edition Blu-ray while other films like New Year's Evil with a fucking guy going, "This is evil." I don't understand why I got a Blu-ray with features. If they're fans of that film, that's fine. But I think a lot of people like April Fool's Day a lot more. A lot of films have got the special edition. A lot of slasher films are getting the special edition. Why not April Fool's Day? It's a fucking crying shame. It fucking deserves it more than a lot of slasher films do. But that's just my opinion. But I'm working solo here. I didn't ask anybody because I just thought of this last minute. And plus, years and years ago, I tried doing commentaries by myself, and I wanted to see how I do with it. Now, if you hear some noise in the background, I do apologize, but hey, that's life. Also, I'm playing this DVD on my computer, on the DVD that's installed on my laptop computer, so hopefully it doesn't go out of sync. So if I'm talking about something and you're watching on your DVD, you go, wait a minute, what the hell are you talking about, Matt? I apologize, but this is the best way I can do it. With both being able to listen to the film without the audio of the film being put over on the microphone on here. So hopefully it works out. But I'll get into talking about the film, why I love the film, so on and so forth. Get your DVD, which is probably the shitty DVD I have, which has no features on it. And mine is the one that looks like someone creamed over, just like people cream on this movie. And well, it came on this movie's face, up, down, center, because it's all white and looks like shit with its cover art, but I'll get into that as well. But I'll count down from 3 to 1. When I say play, press play. Oh yeah, when I say press play, go on your DVD, hit play, and if you're one of those, like this DVD, that has a 30-second thing that says, hey, this is rated R, in case you already dumb fuck and then read the back of the DVD case and look at the bottom and a big old R that says at the bottom of the back of your DVD case, in case you're a dumb fuck who didn't see that and can't read R, we're gonna put before you watch the movie, hey, this is rated R, dipshit. I fucking know that. Skip that, or if you have to wait the 30 seconds, then pause, and then press play when I say play. So anyway, 3, 2, 1, pressing play. And here we get the Paramount logo, or as I call them, Pear Pricks. The reason I call them Pear Pricks is because they treated a lot of movies like shit, including the Friday the 13th films. If they took care of their material, like Friday the 13th Part 7, The New Blood, we could have gotten a special edition, uncut, a true uncut, but they didn't. And the reason you have movies like My Bloody Valentine come on with an uncut is because the producer or director of My Bloody Valentine kept that footage. And he was going to use it for a sequel, I believe, but not for Friday the 13th. And this movie, you know there's a deleted scene because real quick, like on your DVD, like mine, there is a picture of a deleted scene, a dead body, which is not in the movie, but it was part of the alternate ending that they did not use, which I'm glad they didn't, but it'd be curious to see. But here we are with this home video camera footage, which this is part of the reason why I love this film so much, is the cast is very funny, and you buy into these characters. This right here is Deborah Goodrich as Nikki. And this film is very funny. I fuck on the first date. And hey, I fall in love with her. Definitely fall in love with the next girl we'll see, Amy Steele from Friday the 13th Part 2. And didn't do too many of these type of horror films. Of course, people will say, is this really a horror film, a slasher film? Well, yes and no. Of course, we have Thomas F. Wilson on the left, who was Biff from Back to the Future. On the right, we have Griffin O'Neill, Yeah, we fucked on the first day. So I love these characters. They're likable. They're entertaining. I want to hang out with these guys. I want to be friends with these guys. This is a slasher film, which I'll stay and say here, one of the best casts in a slasher film. One of the all-time best casts that a slasher film ever offered. And I stand by that. Here you have Deborah Foreman, who was in Waxwork, be in the film with Destroyer, called Destroyer, with another actor from this, Clayton Rohner. She be in, I believe, Sunset the Last Vampire, I believe it's what it's called. But Deborah Foreman, I think she's the type of person that doesn't really talk about horror films anymore, which is sad because Waxwork, this film, she's been in a lot of them. Now, the guy I mentioned before, Griffin O'Neill, I remember seeing him in the film Ghoulies 3. And of course, this is setting up the stage. When you rewatch the film, you see these mannequins. If you listen to this, you already know the ending. There's a mannequin there. That mannequin head probably going to be used sometime soon. And when you rewatch this, these materials are probably going to be used in her, what you find out is a weekend retreat from hell. Which is a fun idea, and I'll get to that when I get to the ending of the film. And that creepy whistle always gets me. I love that creepy whistle. And then even this really weird, creepy, nursery rhyme type of thing. It's just, that's done by Charles Bernstein. Now, Charles Bernstein, most famous for A Nightmare on Elm Street, that score for that film. He also did music for Cujo, The Entity, this film. I think this is one of his best scores. Definitely most underrated. Fantastic score. Can't praise it enough. Just love that creepy whistle. And of course, this awful prank that's going to be on this little girl probably influenced her into what she's going to do with this film. And right off the bat, if you're listening to this, you already know the ending, so I'm spoiling it right now. Which is the thing this film gets attacked for a lot. No one died! It was a joke! Yeah, look at the title. It's called April Fool's Day. Yeah, the movie fooled you. To me, it's one of the most clever endings out there. When people talk clever endings, they always mention The Sixth Sense, all sorts of other films, but April Fool's Day doesn't get brought up. But it fooled a lot of people, and I guess a lot of people, because it's from Paramount, quote, the producer of Friday the 13th, Frank Mancuso Jr., they expected a blood and guts slasher film. Well, first off, it's 1986. You're not going to get a lot of blood, because the MPAA, American Puto Association of Assholes, is not going to let blood into it. Look at Friday 13 Part 7, The New Blood. Look at a lot of other films that got gutted. And this is a clever idea. And because it's a great... Oh, Danilo Bach, who's written by... He was actually one of the original guys who wrote Beverly Hills Cop, the first one. Really enough. I know that script got changed a lot. Eddie Murphy improvised. That kind of looks... Nah, it doesn't really look like... I was going to say it looks like the chest burster from Alien, but it doesn't. Maybe like the Roger Corman version of a chest burster from Alien. But it's directed by Fred Walton. I want to mention him real quick. Well, not real quick, but he directed the original When a Stranger Calls from 1979, which I really enjoy, especially for the first 15 minutes. That right there with the glasses and, what is that, like a microphone and tape deck or something? That's Clayton Rohner, who I remember from The Relic he was in, TV show G vs. E, aka Good vs. Evil. And of course, it's a group of college friends, spring break, they're going up to this island, on this mansion on the island, their friend, Muffy, played by Deborah Foreman. And then, knowing the ending, this would be a cool idea to invite people. It's kind of like on Sci-Fi Channel, you had that TV show Scare Tactics. In a way, it's kind of like this. But that's why I like watching this film. Likeable characters. You know, Clayton Rohner is a cool guy trying to get some poontang pie. I don't blame Clayton Rohner. This girl here, I believe she's Leah Pinsent. Not the most familiar with her as an actress. But she does a fine job, and she did sort of the horrible, the worst of the worst with the pranks with the baby abortion type of thing. And Thomas S. Wilson just skips out. You asshole! But this mafia girl has to be rich to have a private island and a mansion on the island. I wish I had friends like that. Your fly is open, your hostess Twinkies hanging out. Gives him a kiss on the forehead. I love the dialogue. It's really funny dialogue. Again, likable people, fun dialogue, makes me laugh, makes me give a shit about these characters. I know, shame on me. How many films nowadays, quote, call a slasher, call a mystery, hell, call a comedy for all I care. How many times do you actually have a character that, let alone characters, let alone a whole cast that's likable? And this is one of them. Great cast. I can't praise the cast enough. That was Ken Nolan running, and this guy is, I think this is Jay Baker is his name. But that's Ken Nolan, who, on the left there, with the sort of the checker t-shirt, who's boyfriend of Amy Steele. Ken Nolan, I know he was in Leprechaun, which sucked, but this is a lot better than Leprechaun. And this guy is sort of the Texan, Jay Baker. But I think all these guys do a great job. Guy's out of touch, thinking he's cool. Because I yelled Springsteen, so now I'm cool. When he's really not. Oh, Clay Ronan has an old school video camera. I mean, can you imagine lugging those things around nowadays? Big ass motherfuckers. Of course, Skip there, that character, Griffin O'Neill, was definitely essential in the alternate ending where, after you find out it's all a joke, his character went back, wanted to kill his sisters, you find out, Muffy, Deborah Foreman, and, I mentioned this. This is where it gets to the pranks where what you think is real isn't really real. Your fly's open. Eat it! Your fly's open. And then, Ken Nolan, of course. Oh, shit. Were you jerking your chain before Ken Nolan? I'd be embarrassed too. I mean, hey, when you have your fly open, and it's not just for your girlfriend, but for the public to see, you'd be embarrassed too. Unless you're doing porn, then that's a different matter. This is a game I've never really heard of play before, where you throw a knife, and I guess it's kind of like a knife version of Twister, where you're trying to stretch as far. But this is just to sort of the first big prank. And it really sets the tone for the film. And I don't blame the cowboy to watch that guy. I don't know, that one guy with the blonde hair, he has the tiniest resemblance for me of Tim Thomerson. I don't know why. But this guy thinks he's going to get some, but he's going to get turned down like a bad habit. But yeah, I was saying before, the Griffin O'Neill character, the original ending, it was going to be, he's going to try to kill his sister because he wants money or the inheritance or some other Scooby-Doo shit. And then one of the other cast gets back and the Skip character, Griffin O'Neill, gets killed. And again, if you look back on your DVD and you see a picture of a dead body, that's Griffin O'Neill. And they put the deleted scene on the back of the DVD, but not in the movie itself. Or not in the DVD itself. The DVD doesn't have jack shit. This DVD doesn't even have a fucking trailer to the film. It's in widescreen. Thank God for that. But nothing else. But New Year's Evil has shitload of features and commentaries, or 2 commentaries, or 4 commentaries. And Clayton Roner, who loves Treasure Island. I love Treasure Island as well. Who doesn't love Treasure Island? There are even, I'm sure, some women out there who love Treasure Island. Probably none listen to this, but but yeah, this island. Clay Rona's trying to impress this girl. Come on. Yeah, smell the bacon, man. Just smell it and then deal with it. And that guy, one guy must be bored to just, hey, let me try to hook this rope into that little hook and then unhook it. Hey, I'm a guy, I don't get tired of that book as well. That should be literally be studied in school, Treasure Island. At least his version. I mean, kids are going to study it anyway. You might as well get ahead of the curve. It definitely would be a popular class. Hell, you could probably charge $5 and people would pay for the class. Not nowadays, but back then probably. It is a weird game. I don't know if I'd ever play that. But I think this is a great location. I mean, an island in the middle of nowhere, so they can't escape. They can't just walk away. Because it's like, well, you're at a summer camp. Why don't you just drive away? Why don't you just walk away? Why don't you just get the fuck out of Dodge? Oh, this is one of those pranks that goes, you think is going wrong. I can only imagine. That's a well done prank, though. I gotta say, that is an extremely well done prank. Because it looks great. I mean, hell, there are special effects guys nowadays who should learn from these two guys on how to make a kill look real. And even his character, Thomas F. Wilson, is a good actor. But that prank right there sets the basis for so much stuff in this flick, especially the ending. And again, the ending is very clever, and I'm fine with it. Also, it makes sense why throughout the film you do not see a lot of kills. There's a lot of slasher films that have off-screen kills for no fucking reason. This actually has a reason for off-screen kills because of the ending, so it makes sense. What are the other films' excuse? Trying to be, quote, scary? Well, they're not scary. They're just, well, we're trying to be scary, we failed, and then we don't have blood, we failed. Thus, and then we don't have likable characters, so we're shitty. Again, that creepy score, that whistle. I didn't notice that mountain in the background, too. The characters. There's a big mountain in the background. That's really cool, actually. In some of the background, there's a huge mountain. I think because this was filmed in, I think it was filmed in Canada. But even though it's a bit American, if you want a lot of information, unfortunately, you're not going to get it. Other than there was an alternate ending that they shot, and I'm glad they didn't use. And this is where you think shit's gone down, but it makes sense why they cut away and they don't show his head getting splattered. Ah, man, that's not a good day. I mean, you get fucked up, your eyes fucked up. And, yeah, it's a bad day for everyone. And thankfully, see, you know something's wrong because a cop would not be there in 3 seconds. But look, here's a cop type of character. Cops are going to take a lot longer. You'll be waiting maybe an hour for cops, but boom. So right off the bat, if you're knowledgeable, well, bullshit, a cop wouldn't be there that quick. Where'd that cop come from? Or whoever the hell he is. Sheriff? I can't remember. But I like that they did it, so it's a red herring. Oh, maybe that guy did it for revenge. But again, knowing the ending now, this is a great, something they do on yachts, sort of the mystery theater. And that's what it is. You're living a mystery theater. I would love to be a part of that. Granted, you wouldn't know until afterward. But, well, there's some mystery theaters that you know ahead of time, I would say. Because it could be dangerous. I mean, that's the thing. This could be very dangerous. I mean, someone could... Your life is in danger. You're going to do something. You're going to stab, kick, claw, swear, cuss, be perturbed. See those mountains in the background? It's a really cool location. But yeah, it's a cool idea by Muffy, but I will say Deborah Foreman's character really does need a rethink, because at least these are her friends, so she kind of could maybe guess how they would react. But when you get full of strangers, there could be a guy who's crazy and's got like a 5-foot knife in his pant leg who would come up and cut someone's head off, who thinks he's a killer. So you might have, but this is a test. I mean, this is a whole test. I think she even says at the beginning that she will let them know ahead of time it's a mystery theater thing. So, actually, I think they actually do that at the end. But whenever you do this, you always have to be careful. But yeah, this is definitely an impressive place. So impressive, I even started my words. And this whole thing with why the film flopped, I mean, I don't know why. Oh, okay, people that are pissed about the ending, get over it. I'll say that. Get over it. It was clever. It was different. It was interesting. It wasn't the same. See, that's the thing. When people kept saying, well, you gotta do something different. Well, this film does it different, and then you just chastise for it. No wonder they don't want to do different stuff. Likeable characters? An ending that's like, oh shit, you got me? And this film did not cost that much to make. And in that stupid documentary Rise and Fall slash films, they always brought this film up as, oh, this is the reason why slasher films died. No, because you had 50 fucking slasher films coming out every day, every week, every year after year after year. People get tired of it. It's like, oh, okay, it's going to be the same old, even though this isn't. But, oh, April Fool's Day, okay, you had New Year's Evil, you had Friday the 13th, you had Halloween, you had Silent Night, Deadly Night, you had almost My Bloody Valentine, you had 50 other slasher films and hundreds different slasher films, and another 20, another 70. It was too many. When you get too many, people get tired of it. Even if the movie's good. And MPA also helped kill it too. Because when people did go see it, and they just want to see what the cool special effects are, then they get bled dry, and then people feel like they got short-shifted. And actually, I even said that one, not short. They got shifted. They got fucked over. Like Friday the 13th Part 7. People probably went and saw that. I enjoy it for different reasons. And I reviewed that film, for those who want to know. But, Amy Steele's like, wait, what was he again? And then Thomas F. Wilson, God. The rich and undeserving. Lifestyles of the rich and undeserving. I'm on a mission here to bet as many women as humanly possible. This is very funny. This is hilarious. But getting back to my point, MPA bled a lot of films dry. Too much slasher films. When you get too much of anything, it'll get bled dry. So don't put this film on, oh, it killed the slasher genre. Bullshit. Having too goddamn many slasher films killed the slasher genre. And you still have slasher films after. Films they try, Dr. Deagle's, Candyman is a slasher film. I hate to break it to you. It's a different take on it, but it is. Wes Craven's New Nightmare, Scream. It is a slasher film. It's a different take on it, but it's a slasher film, so it's not like they died. Hell, even a film like The Collector, in essence, is a slasher film. It's a killer in one location, killing people one by one. I gotta mention this Views of the Lake and that creepy store. I love the photography in this too. I thought they really made an eerie looking location. And mixed with the store, it does create a wonderful atmosphere, which I always enjoyed ever since I saw this as a kid. Just a really eerie atmosphere. I gotta say, Charles Bernstein, who did the cinematography, I thought did a great job. It's a good looking film. And I like that this guy at the beginning was joking, but he thinks he caused a guy to get hurt. He's not smoking dope, Griffin O'Neill's character. He's not partying. He's not, oh, fuck it, who cares? He feels guilty. He's talking about his dad. He feels guilty. He feels like, fuck, man, look what happened to that guy. But he's not bitching about it for 15 minutes either. But I like that. I like that about him. Makes you like the character. Hey, he feels bad. He didn't do it on purpose. He was just playing a prank. He didn't make the guy go down there. But he still feels bad. I like that. Hey, who doesn't like ding dongs? And this stuff coming up, I like the normal pranks that go on. I mean, you have the glasses, you get exploding cigars, you get, of course, whoopee cushions, so much other stuff, and then you get even harmless. You get harmless dads in the beginning, like him falling off his chair. But then you get more out there dads, like the baby crying and weird, creepy newspapers and stuff like that. I was talking about the film, the fact the rise and fall of slasher films, when they talked about the death of slasher films again, it put this movie on a bullseye for that. I thought it was really fucking unfair because this movie doesn't deserve it. Again, this deserves features, for fuck's sake. Lots of features, commentaries. Hell, I'll do a fan commentary for free. I'll get my friends. Will do it for free. But anyway. But again, this is likable people, likable characters. They're talking about what they're going to do after graduation. They're talking about real life in general, the future. But it doesn't get so over dramatic that it takes away from what the movie is really about. Now, while they're talking about this and Thomas F. Wilson goes off, well, maybe we'll get blown up, so who cares? And before I do that, well, again, you know little bits about the character, like, this guy wants to get into college, he wants to get this, but well, he's in college, but he wants to get this for a job, but he's not able to. And he pretty much got fucked over. I just say Amy Steele's fucking hot. I'll just say it. She's very sexy, but she's, quote, the blonde female hero, but she's smart, she's likable, she's charming, she is never annoying, she's never bubble-headed, she's never brain dead. Amy Steele is how you have female heroes. Now, I'm talking over the dialogue, but that's part of the great thing about this is the dialogue. So, of course, watch this without my commentary. The dialogue is a big part of why I love the film, because of these characters, and it's pretty damn funny. Now, when this film came out, it debuted around March 27th, March 28th of 1986. Of course, to be as close to April Fool's Day as possible. Now, when it came out on the weekend, it debuted at number 4 for 3.3 million. The top 10 of 1986, March 20th to March 30th, number 1 was Police Academy 3. Number 2 was The Money Pit. Number 3 was Gun Ho. That's a film with Michael Keaton. This debuted at number 4. Pretty in Pink was at number 5. Color Purple number 6. Out of Africa at number 7. Sleeping Beauty, a reissue of it, at number 8. Down and Out in Beverly Hills at number 9. And Hannah and Her Sisters at number 10. Now the next weekend, it stayed at number 4. And then the weekend after that, April 11th to April 13th, it dropped all the way to number 7. Now the strange thing is the weekend after that, April 18th to April 20th, it was not even in the top 15. The week before it was in number 7. No. Top 15, you have films like Legend, Murphy's Law, still had The Money Pit, Police Academy 3, you had Wise Guys, still had The Color Purple, you had Critters, Band of the Hand, Offbeat. But no April Fool's Day, so it disappeared. From number 7 to just disappeared. I don't know if it was bad word of mouth. Oh, fuck the that could very well be the case. But it didn't survive too long in theaters. I mean, I think it made at most $12 million. Now, it has about a $5 million budget, for what I can guess. But still, when you look at Friday the 13th, especially Nightmare on Elm Street films, they did $30, $40 million. I'm sure Paramount probably wanted more than $12 million. And it deserved it. But hey, what do you do? And kind of interesting here that I didn't realize that apparently Deborah Foreman's character used to go out with Thomas F. Wilson's character. And this girl's talking bad shit about the Texan, the Southern boy. I thought this guy was going for the other girl. Now he's trying for Deborah Foreman. Maybe he's always been trying to deal with Deborah Foreman. Yeah, I wouldn't mind deal with anybody. Well, female-wise, I should say. If they're female, they're over 18, and they're alive, and they're clean, in both ways. And, yeah. Alive would be, and clean, and female, and over 18. There you go. But this is what I'm talking about. You get some harmless pranks, some more. But, Clyde Roner and Thomas F. Wilson. Let's play hide the sausage. Two guys, a bed, and a piece of place. And this guy, I guess he's trying to get as much dialogue as he can ahead of time, so you just spit it out as plain as day. This is what I'm talking about. You get like weird, crazier, creepier stuff. These newspaper clippings, like 6 die in a fog. What does that really have to do with the actual plot? I don't remember anything about people dying in a fog. But I think it's just to create an eerie mood. Same thing with here. Death, fucked up stuff. Just get people leery and uncomfortable. Which I don't know why he's hiding it. Why don't you just say, hey, look at this crazy shit I found in my cabinets. And he get a swollen cigar. That man got a exploding cigar right in his face. And this girl's wet. Not in the way you're thinking, but yeah, I can't see her top. He has a shitload of condoms in his mouth, but he finds weird drug paraphernalia. I don't know why I'm narrating, you can see the shit. I'm trying to think of what else to talk about. This is really the dialogue and the... I don't want to... Still got an hour left. But, damn, it's already been in half an hour? Breaks the door down. I'm just now enjoying it right now, but... And that creepy eye thing from that painting. I swear I saw that painting in the Goonies. I don't know, I probably didn't, but... That's Felix the cat, but I'm guessing it's painted yellow because so they don't get sued. But I swear I've seen clots like that cat. That's Felix the cat. I don't know how many people remember Felix the cat. They've never done Felix the cat in anything recently, have they? Oh, this is the one that is really the fucked up one where there's a baby crying. And again, you find little bits about this character, like this woman who seems very straightforward, proper. You get the idea she probably had an abortion. Or she lost a baby. Maybe it's not an abortion, maybe she lost a baby. Something happened with her losing a baby. I'm guessing it was an abortion because she feels really like it wasn't a choice. Now, whether Muffy knew about that, which if she did, that's really fucked up, or it was just happenstance that happened to be with her, that really fucked up. But again, that little bit of business which you doesn't have to tell you right in your face like you're 3 inches away from your face. Sorry, I gotta study Amy Steele for a second. Okay, more than a second, but I don't just like her for her body. I like her for her mind too. And you think I'm kidding, but I'm not. She is one of my favorites. From Friday the 13th Part 2 and this, she's one of my favorites. She is one of those groups that I think of as female lead in a horror film. Just natural. I think that's just natural about her. Not just her looks, but her acting, just natural. And this is when guys used to wear whitey tighties. Nowadays, you don't wear whitey tighties. I don't know, maybe, well, yeah, I know why. Because I don't wear whitey tighties. Just more breathing room. This is always a fun little gag. You turn one light on. You turn one light off, another turns on. You turn that off, another turns on. That was always a funny gag. But I thought it was cute. These days, it's cute, and it made sense. It's God, I'm trying to think of the right word for it. Levity. It's levity before the tension goes in and people start disappearing one by one. And you just say this is like Agatha Christie's 10 Little Indians, and then there were none, or how do you want to call it? Yeah, I don't think many guys wear tidy whities anymore, though. Yes, it is very funny, Kendall. But I know he was in a TV show as well. I forgot what the hell the TV show was. I'll find out in like 5 seconds. Like Super Force, I think it was called. Oh yeah, he was in summer school as a kid who always kept sleeping in class, and you find out he was a gigolo in summer school. But yeah, he was on a TV show called Super Force for a few years. Okay, now I'm being silent. I can't. What the fuck are you saying? You're just being silent. You think about a lot of the slasher films that have been coming out. I mean, when you got to 1986, you were not getting tons of slasher. I mean, the big slasher heyday was 1980, 1981, 82. That was a big slasher heyday. I mean, a little before that, Halloween, Black Christmas. Now, always with him in the doors. But it was sort of, again, when you have too many of something, it's going to affect it in a negative manner sooner or later. Like these comic book movies we have nowadays, sooner or later, people are going to be like, we've seen enough, we're tired of it. Yes, that is a weird sex position. Looked like it would hurt more than be pleasurable. I was trying to do a Kama Sutra stuff, but it looked like it would be painful. Unless your dick's like a rubber band. Thomas Wilson wants some solo time. I can understand that. Charity cannot catch a break. And again, playing Roner and another girl, just that doesn't look comfy. It looks like unless you're fucking Gumby. Well, I guess both ways. Unless you're fucking Gumby or you're fucking Gumby. Take either of those fuckings either way. But yeah, I like the fact that he feels bad, Griffin O'Neill. So he didn't just come in, hey, I'm going to goof off and then we'll go back to feeling guilty. No, he feels guilty, he gets drunk, and he's going to be the, quote, first one to go. I'm not sure what he's doing with this plant here. Oh, this marijuana? Maybe. I don't know what marijuana looks like. I'm sorry, I've never had it. So. Now, some quote slasher films that were 86. I mean, you have Friday the 13th Part 6 that same year. Chopping Mall, in a way, that's a slasher film. That's a fun movie. Wouldn't call The Hitcher with Rutger Hauer a slasher movie, but that did come out that year. Cycle 3, I believe, came out that year. Killer Party. Slaughter High. Which actually, Slaughter High was going to be called April Fool's Day, originally. But then when they found out this movie was called April Fool's Day, they had to change their from April Fool's Day to Slaughter High. And I like this. Like, Slaughter High has gore. I like this movie a lot more because it has a better ending, has a better score, has better cast, better dialogue. And yeah, this is the typical, oh, it's a guy by himself, and he's going to have the cliche, cat scares him. If you've seen in a lot of films. But I don't know, because I like the characters, because of creepy whistling score. But yeah, the cat jumping at you. Which the cat, I don't know, I've never had a cat jump at me before. Has anyone had an actual cat jump them before? But I like that bit. I mean, he turns on the lighter and immediately, boom, disappears. Now, and then, yeah, that, again, sort of eerie, Felix the cat, but it's not for copyright. Eyes watching the surroundings. I was going like 50 directions. I don't know where I was going. Oh yeah, other films that came out this year. Yeah, Slaughter High has gore, but I like this film better. Texas Chainsaw Massacre 2 was also 86. And you still had slasher films come out after this. Like I was saying, they didn't kill it. The next year you had, what, Blood Rage, Cheerleader Camp, Nightmare on Elm Street 3. I mean, Silent Night, Deadly Night 2, Slaughterhouse, The Stepfather. And then even later in 88, 89, you had Amsterdam. You had Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4, which was hugely popular. You had Death Spa. You had Destroyer, in a way, is a slasher movie, in a way. You had, later on, Cutting Class. You had Hell High, in a way. Intruder. So you have a lot of stuff. Now, Deborah Foreman, you could think in the storyline that that's maybe the twin sister you saw there. Not Muffy, but Buffy, and not the Vampire Slayer. But I like that she's the what happened last night. She's a little bit, pissed off about that, and I wouldn't blame her. And you find out why. But this is what I mean by likable characters. Just they're playing a soccer game, having fun with each other. Hey, what real friends would do. Just having fun, goofing off. I wouldn't be surprised if this was all improvised. Like, you just go out there, you have fun, and we'll just film it. Of course, I can't know that for sure because there's no fucking features. But yeah, you just say that maybe this Deborah Foreman is the twin. The, quote, crazy twin. But, yeah, I mean, this hurt the slash film so much, apparently, but, yeah, like, another 10, 20 come out the next year, and the year after, and the year... Hell, after this, Nightmare on Elm Street 3 and 4 were hugely popular. Hugely popular. Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4 made like 50 million. Yes, it has a lot of bells and whistles, and I love Nightmare on Elm Street Part 4. It's still a slasher movie at the end of the day. Imaginative one. But it is. But I think maybe people got mad because it's weird to call this a horror movie, because it's not really a horror movie. I mean, it's a suspenseful movie. But I think after people watch it, they go, well, this isn't a horror movie. This is a comedy drama in a way. Or, dramatic comedy. Or it's a mystery. This is a movie that would fit perfectly in mystery. Mystery doesn't just have to mean horror. And, okay, people were pissed off. It was marketed as a slasher movie, like a Friday the 13th clone. When people who love Friday the 13th saw that, and they go, well, where are the kills? Where's the gore? What the fuck? No one died. What the shit is this? Bad word of mouth. Hurt the movie. But you know what? I guarantee you there's a lot of people who appreciate it to this day. I do. I know my friends Mike and Effie do. I guarantee you there are other people do. Or otherwise, I'm talking to nobody. And yeah, I like that these characters play around. Ooh, yeah, Amy Steele is aggressive too. Hey, I like this too. Takes his towel away, grabs his junk. Let me marry you, Amy Steele. But this is where we get a instance of seeing a dead body. I think Fred Walton does a really good job building stuff. Like you see just little things, and then you see the body floating down below. And Fred Walton, I think, he apologized for on the rise and fall of the slasher films. He apologized for it. Don't apologize for April Fool's Day, man. If we need an apology for the remake, which I could get into that, probably will, but don't apologize for this. This is an underrated gem of a movie. I'll beat this like the dead horse it is. The cast is really likable group of people. I like that they don't just go, oh, you guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. No, they merely go, let's look for him. I like this. These characters. Oh, you saw a dead body? You're crazy. You're crazy, boy. No. Oh, let's go look for him. Okay, we gotta go look for him. Hey, where is he? Is he here? Is he there? They find his knife. It's broken. There's a little bit of blood on it. They think it's the guy on the ferry. I like that they're thinking. They're not just, oh, it's nothing, let's party and yeah, let's smoke some weed and have sex. And Danilo Wilson is like, hey, no sucker's taking me in. He's the tough guy. But they even question, what, split up? Are you serious? And you can tell that this Deborah Foreman is different from the other Deborah Foreman. I mean, it's the same person you find out at the end, but her hair is a little bit more unkempt. Her movement's a little bit more off. Like, she's in a daze. Like, it was a terrorism institution. You can tell around her eyes, she just looks crazed. She looks fucked up. She looks like a fucked up individual. But I like that. Even the way she speaks, you can tell that. I thought Deborah Foreman did a good job. I mean, you're not supposed to know right now that it's the same. I just don't be confusing. It is the same person at the end, but the movie's supposed to make you think it's the same person. But then, oh, it's a twin. But no, there are no twins. It's the same person. Now, I will say it's sad that here Thomas F. Wilson disappears. Because he gets hung up, kind of like Friday the 13th Part 2, really enough, where Amy Steele starred in, where a character did get hung up upside down, only there's a snake here. But you don't see a kill, and obviously you know why. But it's sad that Thomas F. Wilson disappears, because love his character, would have been nice to see more of him throughout the rest of the film, be maybe one of the last of the few. But hey, it is what it is. And he does have some fun stuff at the end of the film, I will say. But I think the director, Fred Walton, he's underappreciated. And I think he did a great job building stuff here. And looks like real snake, folks, not CGI, not fake looking, it's not trouser snake. And yeah, I just love that store, the creepy store. But I guess since, this character is going to disappear, and there's a reason why someone, take it back, it's kind of fucked up, this snake just attacked him. I'm guessing no one was there around to help him out. Hey, wait a minute. This is snake attacked him. But the remake sucks. I guess is where I can go with now. 2008, remake sucks so fucking badly it will go straight to DVD. Now, Maybe if that piece of shit film got into theaters, maybe this Paramount Pictures would have been like, hey, let's put a special edition Blu-ray or a DVD with features. My Bloody Valentine, thankfully got one because I'm a big fan of the original My Bloody Valentine. Thankfully, the uncut footage was saved by the. I'm not sure if it's the director or producer because they wanted to use it for a sequel, that footage. I'm guessing for flashbacks. Which, hey, that'd be interesting. Hell, if you did a Friday the 13th movie, and hey, in flashbacks, we're going to show the uncut footage, people would go see it just for that. But thankfully, that was saved well because of those people. So My Bloody Valentine could get an uncut version out, unlike Friday the 13th Part 7. But it also has features, and that was great to see. I like that right off the bat. Let's call the police. Let's not fuck around. Let's go back in the house. But yeah, the remake, the reason it's so awful is that it looks like it looks like a soap opera. The 2008 remake. It looks like a soap opera as the world turns, guiding light, fucking. I can't think of any other soap operas. I didn't watch soap operas, but guiding light as the world turns shit. Horrible cast in the remake. Stop Taylor Stradard Compton, who was in the Halloween remake. It did have an ending where you think, oh, it's like the ending of this, but then, oh no, something did really happen. Something this. It just. This ending works. It worked like it needed to be. It did not need to be more complicated. Sorry, tough. Deal with it. And yeah, this DVD sucks, I will say. This DVD, this cover, with its white cover, with a fucking noose and a knife and a little bit of Amy Steele's face. Not even her entire face, just her eye and a little bit of her nose and mouth. It's white that looks like someone jerked off and came all over it. Smothered it, which is great. And like I said, on the back of the DVD, there's a picture of Griffin O'Neill's dead body. And it's not the body that you saw earlier in the film. This is from the deleted ending. And, okay, you got the picture of it on the back of your fucking DVD, but you don't have it as an extra feature. I'm glad they didn't use it. I'm a fan of the film. I'd be curious to see it. Obviously, someone has it because the fucking picture's right here on the back of your fucking DVD. Doesn't it have a fucking trailer? A TV spot? Hell, I can find a TV spot on fucking YouTube. And this is where Deborah Foreman, you tell that this character's out of it. Oh no, they're just playing the trick. They're just playing with her hand. Deborah Foreman, I think, does a really good acting performance. She should be proud of this film. Played two distinct characters, even though this is really the same person. And this is where you get to finding more dead bodies. And yeah, it had nothing to do with the mannequin, like I said at the beginning of the film, but who knows? Maybe the makeup artists, those mannequins were used to make the heads. Because you find out it's fake, they made fake heads. It's not like they could do a mold of these people's faces. And that's the pickup line. I hope to plow your field. I guess only Southern boys use that. But yeah, you see that some of this stuff is pretty dangerous. I mean, the snake thing, almost biting Thomas F. Wilson, going down this place, someone could trip and break their neck. But I think they even mention at the end of the film. Of course, people could go, well, wait a minute. How would they know that they would go into the well? Well, they even said they have to go to a well sometime for water and such. They even said that the water wasn't working right. And yeah, you find out there's more than one person manipulating this. You have in a way, the boat driver type of guy, in a way, the sheriff type of guy, whatever the hell he was. The guy who pretended his eye was fucked up and got run over. I wonder when they picked each other one by one if it's like, okay, you're fake dead, now help us scare the rest of these guys. So maybe it's like when they quote get killed off, maybe they're also helping as well. I don't know. I don't know where they're at. Maybe there's like another hut on the island that they're just kicking back, watching TV or something. Oh, here's a well. Maybe they stole this. Maybe the rain stole this. That looks like a shot from the rain when you look up. They stole this. I will say the makeup effects guy did a good job. Well, actually, if they catch him, they probably would do a mold of their head, actually. Maybe he's got an effect shop here. Okay, you're dead. Help us. Now let me cast your face real quick and put a fake head and... But I like for example, likable characters. This guy, Texan guy, he doesn't just leave. And of course, that's the girl who, I have to wonder though, was she just holding her breath the whole time? In that well? This dead body girl? The one with the, I forget this character's name. Damn, I always forget it. I think Nan. Was she holding her breath the whole time? Or if she did a really good job. I forgot what the hell else I was going to say before that. Shit. But I like this. I mean, when you've seen this the first time, you think it's the guy from the ferry. Then you realize later on it's this, twin sister thing. And then you realize, no, it's it's all a big one giant prank. Oh, I was saying before, the Texan, Southern guy, I keep saying Texan, but I don't know if he's Texan. I like the fact that he didn't run off on the girl. He's like, shit, and he climbs down the ladder to help her out. Again, it's people doing little stuff. That's what you need to do in these movies. People do little stuff that say, okay, he's a decent dude. He's a decent guy. That's a decent girl. Now here, they call the cops. They just wander around for 50 minutes. They call the cops, and they're in the same room, for the cops. Waiting for the cops' phone call, which they're doing here. I think it's a nice build-up also with the camera movement, because when you have, I think John Carpenter said this on his commentary of The Thing, when you have so many characters, it's a lot, it's hard to place people where he needs to be. You need to be at the left. At this moment, you need to look here. You, Clay Roner, you now need to look at here real quick and here real quick. When you have a group of people on stage where each actor needs to be and get them all in frame, and it's a tough thing. It's not that easy. At least they locked the door, at least, too, which is a good idea. And why are they still there? Well, they call a cop, and the cop says, you stay there. I'll send a flare when I get to you. And they probably can't swim all the way back. I wouldn't be able to. But I just like the location, the fact that these characters are now isolated. See, because usually, that's another thing in a lot of these films. Usually, in a lot of slasher films, no one knows anything's happening until the last 10-15 minutes. And of course, I'm thinking of Friday the 13th films, I guess. Maybe not a lot of slasher films, but I guess I'm thinking of Friday the 13th films. No one knows anything's happening until the last 10-15 minutes in a lot of those movies. No one knows anyone's dying. But here, people know about halfway through that someone's up. But I like also these little clues of, oh, here's a picture with two girls, and it's the mystery part, the sort of the Agatha Christie mystery part, but it's a 80s quote, it's an Agatha Christie mystery novel wrapped in a teen slasher wrapping. And I think people thought it was going to be a typical teen slasher. It wasn't. Instead of an Agatha Christie type of mystery. Which I like the blend. And it shows, once again. I don't need a movie to have blood for me to love it. It can help a lot. Hell, there's a lot of slasher films that I'm like, fuck this movie, there's no blood in it. But that's because nothing else is going on. And here, this guy with the gun, that's an unpredictability to it as well. But again, I think they even mention that at the end of the film. This guy happens to have a gun, which I don't blame him. I like that their ideas, they don't stick together in the same room, at least at first. So I like that they actually at least thought of that, to stay in the same damn room. Any little stuff like I always forget her name too. Nikki character, Deborah Drewer, saying that she had nurse's shoes on. Deborah Foreman had nurse's shoes. Nurse's shoes, like a hospital shoes. Okay, it was an abortion. The guy says it was. So yeah, that girl, the Nan character, it was about an abortion, the baby thing. That's one of the sex toys that she found hidden in there. Of course, you always have to have a moment where the characters don't trust each other. It's the paranoia aspect. And not only just paranoia, but the stress level with it too. Jar Jar was the theme, a lot of other films too. So I wonder if each scene that was left in there had something to do with them. Like the girl, Nan, it was an abortion. This guy, there was a newspaper car accident, and apparently maybe he had something with a car accident, dealing with it. So maybe each of those things had something to do with a little bit of their past. And I do realize how hard these commentaries are. It's hard to do these commentaries when you don't have anyone bouncing off with you. But doing my best, fellas. And women. There's probably no women listening to this anyway, so I might as well just say fellas. I know a lot of people complain about 80s fashion, but I have no issues with even the fashion in this movie. I'm just looking around like I think YouTube really put this film out today, and it's aged fine. I think the only thing people would be like, well, wait a minute, how come there's no computers and how come there's no cell phones? And that's the thing, I don't know if you could do this. I mean, the computer you could just break. But the cell phone, it's always that, well, there's no signal. Fuck, with the way no one ever has a signal in movies anymore, it's like, why the fuck do you buy a cell phone in the first place? And of course, people now do ultimately split up. Of course, in reality, I wouldn't split up, but I fucking order everyone to stay together if I was in a situation like this. I'm like, no, if you're going to leave a piss, we're all going to the bathroom together. I don't care. We all go to stand in the bathtub while you leave your piss. You gotta take a dump? Oh well, bring out the air freshener. Because we're sticking together. We're not going anywhere. You need to get something to eat? We're all getting something to eat. You need to get something to drink? Well, we're all getting one, grabbing one too. Sticking together means sticking together. But I do like the idea that the reason they split up is she's going to leave and she doesn't want to stay and just, quote, die. But at least, I like they're at least talking about, we're supposed to stay together, what are you doing? I don't know why I'm explaining shit that you already know, because you already just say right here. I think all the characters act fine. And even Clayton Roner, I can understand his point of view. You need to relax, you need to not freak out, and then he wants to do something to help her relax. Clayton Roner is one of those actors that I wish could have done a lot more than he did. Because I do enjoy him in a film he did called Destroyer. He had a small supporting role in The Relic. I enjoyed him in that. Like I said, he was in the TV show G vs. E, aka Good vs. Evil. Did he was a film called I, Madman, which I haven't seen but I've heard of. Which that's getting the Blu-ray from Scream Factory, but not this fucking movie. Hell, Destroyer's getting a Blu-ray from Scream Factory. So Destroyer and I, Madman were playing Roner, but not this movie. I have a feeling that's because of Paramount, who are a pair of pricks. Even though they're not doing jack shit. And I don't even know if Paramount even owns this anymore. For all I know, they sold this shit to fucking Lionsgate or something. Like, I think My Bloody Valentine was Paramount, and then it's with Lionsgate. They might have done this as well. Just, could have sworn there was a two-pack with My Bloody Valentine and April Fool's Day. Not... Did I say April Fool's Day? I mean April Fool's Day. But I like that, come and get it. And I like the music. Do, 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 do. See, that's why I like this atmosphere. I talk about the atmosphere. Small stuff, for example, it cuts away to an open door with a little bit of wind blowing. And it cuts to this. And the creepy music. Of course, people would question the logic of this. What? They went in and told him, no, just play around, blah, 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 blah. Now we're going to cover your crotch with blood, Clayton Roner. And then, shh, don't say anything, though. If they did, it must have been the quickest conversation. Hey, we're playing this prank on everyone. Just be quiet and... But you never know. I mean... And that's really one of the only pieces of blood you get is his bloody crotch, where the idea is supposed to be, oh, did he get his dick cut off, something like that. But that's fine and dandy. You didn't need anything more. Someone steps out. But again, I can imagine at this point in 1986, people are like, what the fuck, it cut away? Of course, there's a lot of slash shows that did cut away, and they didn't have an excuse. At least this does have an excuse for it. But I enjoy most of the movie. Well, not even most. I enjoy all the movie. But I thought these two really worked well together as well. Amy Steele and Ken Oland. I thought they both had a natural presence to them. Natural charisma with each other. And they're the two that really are getting to the mystery. Because they'll... trying to figure out about the Muffy and what's going on with her. And I like this bit with the dolls, because it's an eerie idea with the dolls, and even some of the recreated kills with the dolls. I keep mentioning the store, but I love that store. That I'm doing a shitty job of it, but I don't even... I'm guessing that store was officially released somehow, because I know you can find some pieces of music online, but man, it's fucking rare. Actually, I think someone did send me, not the actual music, but pieces of the music on a CDR, which was nice. But I like this. It's like recreation, all those people I like that Clayton Roner's doll has like a. He looks like Gone with the Wind, Rhett Butler, with the mustache and the coat. Supposed to represent Clayton Roner, I guess, on the bloody bed thing. But I mean, by this time, it's just the two of them left, really, because you find out Nikki's dead, the other guy's Hun, the southern guy. And now it's these two trying to survive and, solving the mystery. Scooby-Doo style, I guess. In a way, kind of like a Scooby-Doo. Not exactly, but, at the end of Scooby-Doo, no one dies. Here, really, no one dies. All they need is a dog and some stoners, and there you go. But I thought simple stuff like this worked well too, like the door closing in and she's wondering what the fuck. It's another piece of story like boom 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 boom. Dun 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 dun. I mean, again, I think Fred Walton showed that he could do suspense with the original When a Stranger Calls, which also had a shitty remake. He showed he could do it with here as well. I mean, I just really am in love with this film. That's why I wanted to do a fan commentary on it. And am I the best guy to do it? No, because I'm not the most biggest film buff ever, and I'm not the most knowledgeable with picking this off the top of my head, off of my brain. But I think that's why the best commentaries is usually at least with two people, because you can bounce out with each other with someone. But yeah, just wanted to try this by myself. But yeah, it's one of those things. Like, what do you do in this situation? Do you try to live for your friends? Do you say, "I gotta go, see you later"? But I like this idea. I mean, all you see is bloody bed sheets, and that's all you see is bloody bed sheets and blood dripping. Didn't need to see any more, but the reaction, the way the angles were, and this guy's Hun. Not only is he Hun, but his feet and wrists are tied behind him as well, which is not a typical way to hang someone, which is a little bit interesting. But then this sort of gets into the cat and mouse of what should we do? Do we keep going forward? Do we have to go back? And I think that's sort of part of the thing is that you have to push your characters to do something that they don't want to do, or the audience doesn't want them to do. Don't go in there. Don't do that. And they're trying to do their best. I mean, okay, it's a constable. That's what it is. Not a sheriff. Not a couple constable. Try and look for the guy. Try and see if there's keys there. They find out they can't find the keys. Say, well, what the hell do they do? I like this idea too. You can tell the director does like one of the audience go, no, don't. Him going to the door where Griffin O'Neill disappeared, and the audience go, no, he's in there. Yeah, I like the way this all looks. I think what it is, it's quiet. It's not, there's music, but it's not blaring trumpets and humongous orchestra of music. You just hear the crickets. You get a sense that they're isolated. Again, bits of the mystery they're trying to solve. Again, kind of like mystery theater. Go to B. Oh, here's another clue. Go to C. Now here's another clue. Which that would be interesting to be a part of, if you know ahead of time that it is. And that's where you get the idea that, oh, she had a twin. It's not the guy that they thought was hurt. It's this other girl, the twin. And Why am I explaining stuff that you already know? Because you already saw the film. I don't know why. As one of those things, well, what would you do if you had to go back in the house? Would you go bad? Would you say fuck you and try to swim? I don't know, just something about this. I always enjoy this little sequence. I don't know if it's the idea that usually your quote potential victims are stuck in a house, but now they're actually stuck outside the house and they have to try to get in. Or maybe because usually it's the one female left and she finds all the dead bodies and then see this didn't go into that. No one, there's no dead bodies until the final 10 minutes where the female finds them all. And the boyfriend, once in a while, boyfriend survives, but I just think it's a well-directed movie. That's another thing I think. I think this is a, I think this or a little bit later where you get to the eyes and you go, oh my god, this is the Fields the cat thing and it's not, the thing with the painting. Oh no, this is where they finally find out about the twin. Sorry, now I'm getting sucked into the movie again. But yeah, I like that sort of childlike way they did with the music, the score, and them sort of figuring out the mystery and the. I mean, this idea alone would be interesting for a slasher film. Not saying original, but interesting. Yeah, this is where you get the eye thing, which I like with the painting because you saw it before with Fields the cat, and of course, it's something entirely different here. Pretty creepy image too. Eyes behind that painting. I don't know why it reminds me of something. I swear, maybe it wasn't the Goonies. There was another movie, not this, that reminded me of that. And there's Muffy and twin sister Buffy, not Sarah Michelle Gellar though, or even Christy Swanson. But I like the fact they're not going around with their, you know, chicken with their heads cut off. They're trying to find the key. They're trying to do their job. They're not just, oh, I'm a victim. I'm not going to do anything. I'm just going to stand here and scream. Because you would think if it was her, she went outside, she probably would have had the key, but maybe not. I think maybe the audience would have been on there, wondering what was going to happen next. I mean, Amy Steele having to deal with Deborah Foreman, this crazy bitch with a big knife. That's a good boyfriend. Run, run, not come back here and save me, bitch. Save my ass. What the fuck are you doing, Amy Steele? You were kicking Jason's ass, but you can't kick her ass to save mine? What the fuck are you doing, Amy Steele? Why are you running away? Get my ass out of this fucking closet. I still think Amy Steele could take her down anyway. If she could take down Jason and confuse the shit out of him and put a machete right through his shoulder, she could take down this girl. Even with her shadow under her eyes. But Amy still can still take her. Give her a old punch in the face. But yeah, I mean, maybe people thought, oh, is it going to be one of those endings that everyone dies? Because there have been slashers that have done that. Look at Madman. Pretty much everyone. And this is where you get the scene that either people love the movie or they hate the movie. I would love to have been in the theater in 1986 to see this for the first time. Very first time. Because I would have been like, what the fuck? Playrunners building cards? What? What? What's going on? Wait, is she dead? Is this the spirit world asshole? They can't see us. Audience must have been like, what the fuck? I'm confused. And you act like Amy Steele. It's the nice fate? And she's like, oh, ha ha. That's really funny. Fuck you. And everyone just laugh. And I'm just laughing with them. It's just a really hilarious ending to me, to be honest. And here's a guy from the guy going, I love you too, babe. Kissing him and putting his makeup on Ken Olan's face. And Ken Olan's like, what the fuck am I supposed to think? And I like it. It's characters I enjoy. They didn't die. It's an ending that I could say the first time I didn't see it coming. And it's fun, it's entertaining. Sorry, it just scares shit out of Ken Olan still when everyone laughs. And granted, part of me is like, someone had to beat the shit out of someone because of this, but then after watching so many episodes of Scare Tactics where everyone just laughs, I think that doesn't happen too much because people are just so glad it's not real. They're just so glad it's not real that it was all fake, that they just, that anger kind of leaves the system. You're just relieved. Don't everyone say April Fools or rip you apart. Oh yeah, it's a weekend special for sorry, now I'm listening to Adele, which she explains how it was all going on, that taxes, expenses turn into a country inn. Which I like this idea. A whodunit weekend. I thought that was interesting. And then she used her friends as rehearsal. I like that. Not only do you find that out, you find out that Skip is related to him as well. I like the fact you have a slasher film where you have a makeup artist. Ever since Friday the 13th Part 4. And the constable is his uncle. See, now I'm just watching the movie. I mean, I'm just... Yeah, I could just imagine this probably piss a lot of people off. Like, what the fuck? This is bullshit. But it's like, no wonder there were no kills that you saw. I just think this was such a interesting idea. And they even say you could have gotten yourself killed. Yeah, pain, yes, they don't know what they're in for. Scenario won't be nearly as extreme. Okay. See, it's not like I have this committed to memory, folks. Not many movies I do, but so I'm just listening along as you are. Of course, you find out that Thomas F. Wilson did crap himself because of it. I love the dialogue. You browned your trousers? well, I was... It's embarrassing that Thomas F. Wilson... And then I like the song choice. Mama told me not to come. It just makes me smile. I mean, they're playing with the props, the makeup effects. The characters that you enjoy are still alive. It was an entertaining movie. It's a party. You want to be with the party with them. And it's natural. Like, these people seem like they really had a good time making it. They seem like actual friends. So it's like a fun bit of business. I thought that was really cool. I thought that was really great. Just really, with the song, giving drink to the disembodied head. I love that. I thought that was just made me smile. And I'm glad they didn't go with the ending where all that stuff happened and then Griffin O'Neill's character comes back and tries to kill Muffy, and because it wasn't needed. It wasn't needed. It makes it more unique. I think that's the thing. With this ending, it makes April Fool's Day stand out with everything else I said, with the score that I beat a dead horse with, the cast that I beat a dead horse with, the direction. It makes this film unique. Stand apart from the rest, which is what you're trying to do with your movie. Granted, just because it's different doesn't mean it's good. But difference can help if done right. I think this is done right. And I like the idea, and this Jack in the Box play off from the beginning of the film. It's a callback to it. And I will admit, for quite a while, I did not realize that this woman who you think slits her throat, that's actually the girl with the, quote, the abortion thing. That was her, sort of getting her back for, the baby, playing the baby music, scaring the shit out of her, sort of a payback for it. I'm like, oh, that's that girl. Okay, I didn't realize that, because I think the first couple times I saw this way back today, I'm like, who the hell is that girl? Who the hell is that? And like, oh, that's who it is. Okay. And it's a callback to when Deborah Foreman's character was a kid with the monster coming back. I think it's a good thing with like, oh shit, what? There's a real killer? What? She got a slit throat? It's like, oh, it's the Nan character. It's the girl who, like I said, Deborah Foreman kind of, I think she even mentions she pushed some things a little too far, like in bad taste, and this was that girl's. So I like that they just don't abandon that. You don't know how many films I've seen where something with that with a side character they just abandon, but they don't abandon it. She does sort of get her little revenge on her by scaring her to death. And I like that. I think the script is underrated. See, you think, oh my god, you slit her throat? Just for a while, I'm like, who the hell is that girl? It's like, oh, that's who it is. The abortion, the one with the baby sounds, that girl. I like the face that she pulls too, like the sad face. And this perfectly captures the movie. The doll winking. It's like, audience, chill out. It's just a movie. And then you have this crazy song. Too bad you're loony as hell. Weird song. Not a typical song that you hear at the end of a, quote, slasher movie. But that's what makes this, once again, unique. Interesting. Different from the rest. Now, as the credits start to play, and I got about, I don't know, a minute or two left. Not sure what else I could say that I haven't said before. I mean, hell, when I was a half hour into this, I was sort of losing it anyway. But Really, I just to thank every one of these people on this crew for making a damn good movie, an underrated film, a film that deserves more love. I think it does get some love because it does have a 6.2 on IMDb. I think it would be higher. But it deserves a fucking special edition of some sort. Put it out on Blu-ray special edition. Get Paramount, Paraprix, or whoever owns it. Whoever owns it. Get some interviews with the cast. Get some interviews with the director, Charles Bernstein, who did the score. Stripped. Come on, get someone, anyone. Get it packed to the gills. If New Year's Evil and Madman and fucking Final Exam to get it. Fucking Final Exam, New Year's Evil are pieces of fucking shit. April Fool's Day is so many miles better than that, but those films get special edition with shitload of features, but this doesn't. And I know more people who like this film more than those fucking movies, but those fucking movies get it. And of course, it's because who owns it? But yeah. Oh, Charles Bernstein also did the music and lyrics for this song as well. 3 Dawn 9, Mama Told Me Not to Come. I enjoy that song. But yeah, underrated movie. Great gem. We get into the sort of the cast of characters here. Every one of you, I think, did a great job. You worked very well together. Very likable cast. One of the best casts in a mystery slasher film. I'll stand by that. It was filmed in Vancouver, in Canada. Thanks for putting up with listening to me. Hopefully I didn't bore you too much. Hopefully it wasn't out of sync too much. If so, I apologize. But either way, take care. See you later. And we will see you at the movies. Later.